That's Matt Yetter, Sherlock Home Inspections. Phone number is 971-212-7481. Website address is yourinspectionneeds.com. Today's date is Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. The address we're inspecting today is 7536 Southeast 18th Avenue, Portland, Oregon, 97202. We are about to perform a video inspection of the property's main sewer line through the basement cleanout. The equipment being used today is the Rigid Sea Snake. This is one of the best sewer cameras in the market today. Before we begin this video inspection, it's been noted that some sewer pipes made of clay, concrete, cast iron, asbestos, and Orangeburg may be in good working order and may never have had a clogged or sewer backup before. However, due to real estate transactions, attorneys, and lawsuits, Sherlock Home Inspections must recommend the following to meet the current codes. All sewer pipes should be watertight, made of the cast iron ABS 3034 or HDPE pipe with all appropriate fittings and couplers. All sewer pipes should be free from breaks, offsets, separations, tree roots, bellies, and party sewers. Sherlock Home Inspections recommends replacing any sewer pipe does not meet these specifications. Here we go. We are in 4-inch cast iron clean out at the front west wall of the basement, and here we go. Immediately upon entering the clean out and the sewer pipe, there is a little bit of marginal pitch. So you can see we are underwater to start. So a little bit marginal to start, but it does pull out of it pretty quick like. We'll be curious to see on that area when we turn off the water how everything reacts. We're going to transition to concrete piping. At least some pretty heavy deterioration in that concrete piping. Hard to say. It's like you want the camera head to be able to turn and go and look at this wall, that there's definitely some deterioration there. Wouldn't be a bad idea to pass the video and the report on to a drain repair specialist to see what he thinks about this connection, the cast iron into the concrete. Typically concrete piping, when you have cast iron and concrete, the concrete is the one that wears out first. It looks like we have a shared, or at least the potential for a shared line. It could also be a rain drain. So that would be north. There is at least the potential that we're sharing a sewer pipe. That's a big opening. So we just want to make sure that before closing that there's no history of shared party line. In most cases, the city of Portland is making people separate these if it is indeed a shared sewer line. It's, well, it's 10 feet away from the house, so I guess it's not really in a position that would be a storm or a rain drain most likely, because it is 10 feet out there in the yard. So again, we want to get some more information if at all possible. It's actually 11 feet in the yard. There's another pipe tying in. Pretty heavy deterioration, maybe even some separation in the pipe there. So there's a handful of things. There's a handful of recommendations already. So you can see, again, some really good, if you look at the far left-hand side of the screen, some pretty good deterioration, maybe even a little bit of separation or wear there. There's some critters coming in, so we know that the pipe is open to some extent where critters are getting in. So there's some separation in the pipe there. You can see the big juicy earthworm kind of hanging right there. And again, it's right at the seam, it's right at this crack, and that was our concern with some of the others, is it's a pretty big, it's a pretty open area, which looks like it certainly could be some separation in the pipe. have a belly right before the lateral here. And then we're going to transition. So it looks like maybe the city has already updated their stuff out there in the roadway. So at 36 feet, we transition to 30-34. And then as we wrap around here, we're going to finally make our way into the lateral. So I guess the city has not updated their lateral piping. There was just a section of updated plastic piping there. So 48 feet, this is the end officially of owner responsibility. We're going to tromp the water and the microphone. We're going to drain everything out and look at the pipe one more time in reverse. So we wanted to run a test, so we put some water down the rain drains, the storm drains, and certainly there's a bunch of water coming out of here. So this is, what looks like we get some good news there, where that's a rain or a storm drain rather than a neighboring unit tying in or neighboring home tying in. So that's some good news, but we still have some pretty heavy deterioration in the pipe. So I would say that the pipe, as a precaution before closing, would recommend passing the video and the report on to a drain repair specialist to see if there's any remaining life expectancy in this guy. We see large earthworms in the pipe. We see some separation, or it looks like some beginning stages of separation, some deterioration. So you want to have that checked out further. And then, of course, if the drain repair specialist deems that it's still got a little bit of time, then of course this should be considered a deferred cost item and will need updating or replacement in the future.